nation's capital, nearly 27,000 soccer fans traveled to RFK Stadium by car, truck, and by metro to watch the Washington Diplomats continue their drive to the North American Soccer League playoffs against Johan Cruyff and the Los Angeles Aztecs. In the early days, the Washington Diplomats didn't attract anywhere near 27,000 spectators, and the games weren't always played at spacious RFK. More often than not, no more than 1,000 curiosity seekers ventured out to Whitson High School in suburban Virginia to watch the Diplomats play. Among the men most responsible for shifting Diplomat soccer into high gear is head coach Gordon Bradley. Bradley came to Washington after 7 successful years of building the New York Cosmos into the NASL's premier power. He has left the club the respect it lacked prior to his arrival.
Play for each other. You're running well. You're encouraging each other, but we can still do better. In the second half, because the one goal down, they're going to bring the game to us. But we play them at it. And we'll win through. Keep working, and go forward. We'll get more goals. It was a good first half, isn't it?
You try pushing them.
If we can get 50,000 out there, we're going to see a better brand of soccer because the players are going to be motivated. And of course, if they have more fans, they turn it on more. Take the LA game when we played here at the stadium. It was an entertaining game, a very competitive game, and a brand of soccer which will certainly prosper the game over in this country. We had a great time at that game, although we lost, unfortunately, but the fans had fun.
To watch the Dips win. Excitement. Because I like the Diplomats.
We've been watching them since they've been playing at the high school stadium.
Soccer's my favorite sport.
There's a lot of excitement. All 45 minutes first half and 45 the second half.
We have season tickets.
But I think when the kids grow up, they're going to be great crowds here.
We play soccer and we like to watch it. Mostly likes to come for the food.
I like drinking beer at the games.
I always go home horse.
I just want to see good soccer.
I like the Diplomaniac.
The Diplomaniac? It's crazy. Yes. Can't tell what he is. Looks like a bear or a platypus, yeah.
By the time we come out onto the field and play the game, especially the one against Los Angeles where we had 27,000, there was an atmosphere in the stadium that the players just could sense and feel, and they're ready to give everything they have.
On the field, the twisting, turning movement of well-conditioned bodies is the universal form of expression that binds these men. It's understanding the flow of the game and having the ability to find an open man among a sea of constantly moving teammates. And most importantly, soccer is instinctively sensing an opportunity to put the ball through the goal to the back of the net. It wasn't long ago that these highly skilled and seasoned athletes were youngsters themselves, testing new muscles and learning new strategies with the hope that one day they would be professional soccer players.
We were offered the opportunity to come out here and start off the season. Everybody was just tickled pink, particularly all the kids. As you see out here and along the sidelines, they're having a ball here. And being the first of the season is a big thing for the kids.
Probably the best athletes in the world are American. And if they decide to play soccer 12 months of a year, you can imagine they'll be very good. In fact, if you put a team of 8-year-olds, American 8-year-olds against a team of European 8-year-olds, probably be an even game.
It's happening throughout Washington. Soccer has exploded in city neighborhoods and suburban communities. Youth leagues and pickup 80,000 soccer enthusiasts and their families, eager to be a part of the explosion. Momentum for the booming interest in the sport occurs nationwide. And for Washington, in the not-so-distant future, 55,000 fans will come to RFK to enjoy the Diplomat experience. Coach Bradley comments on the varied talents and abilities of some of his key players.
Robert Irushi is probably the most competitive player on the team. Robert doesn't even want to lose in a practice match. He doesn't want to lose in a scrimmage. He doesn't want to lose at any time. And I like that attitude. I like that kind of player. He gets his place on this team because he's good enough to play the caliber of ball that I'm looking for.
Looking at our opening few games, I was a bit nervous myself. But the guys just seem to knit well quickly together. I think that we have some good total soccer players which help us become a good soccer team.
Bobby Stokes is the player that I can use in several positions. He's a utility player, and I don't have many of them. He's a type of player that every coach would love to have. It doesn't matter if I ask Bobby to play midfield or forward, even goalkeeper. Bobby would play that position for me, and he would give it his best all the time.
Everybody's an individual, although you're playing collectively. But you just get on with your own game. The rest is just a mental block to you. I mean, the crowd is there, but you just can't really listen to them. It's just a blur. All you can see is the ball and what you're going to do with it, sort of thing, I mean, they're going to have to drag me off the field to stop me playing. No, it's just fantastic. It's a fantastic life.
Sonny Askew has been a pleasure to watch this season. A tremendous skill, great potential, has come into the team and has carved out a position for himself. He's advanced so quickly this season that the United States national coach has asked him to go on tour with them. And I see a great future for the player in the North American Soccer League.
To watch Alan Green handle the ball is to experience the true excitement of soccer. His quickness and agility in enemy territory makes him one of the league's most dangerous strikers. Despite a mid-season scoring slump, Green still set a club record for most goals in a season with 16. And his 41 points also established a new Diplomat standard. Green recalls the agony of that 9-game strikeless spell.
It's very frustrating for a forward. Like myself, I started off by scoring a lot of goals. I was miserable at home. I wouldn't talk to people, I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I couldn't believe it. But
for comeback victory over the Toronto Blizzard at RFK. Down 4-1 with just over 30 minutes remaining and all hope seemingly lost, the Diplomats sparked a comeback charge that left the Blizzard dazed in one of the most thrilling spectator events Washington has seen in some time, recalls.
I can remember when that last goal was scored and I looked behind me, the people were on their feet. They weren't sitting in the seats, they were on their feet and they were cheering for the Diplomats. It was a great game. It's a game that I'll remember a long time.
Alan Green's analysis of scoring goals speaks for itself.
Well, it's just a great sensation you get, especially when people's got a job to score goals like myself. It's magic, that feeling when you get when you put one in the net, you can't beat it, you can't describe the feeling, it's ecstasy.
All season long, the Diplomats raced neck and neck with their divisional rivals, the New York Cosmos. The first of two fiercely contested, closely checked and evenly fought matches was played in Washington on a chilly April afternoon early in the season. The Cosmos came to RFK with superstar playmaker Franz Beckenbauer and Giorgio Chinaglia. With the score and 2 overtime periods, the ultimate winner would be decided by the shootout. Five attempts for each side to go one-on-one against the goalkeeper. Winner take all. The intense, nerve-shattering pressure could be felt everywhere, especially with Diplomat goalkeeper Bill Irwin. No one sat in their seats as Cosmo superstar Giorgio Chinaglia came to the line for the psychologically most important first attempt. But Irwin closed him down. Zaki Beteskic scored first for the Diplomats and gave Washington the hope that they might beat the NASL defending champions early in the season. Irwin stopped Tuart, but Beckenbauer and Carlos Alberto each scored for the Cosmos. Alan Green's sensational strike evened the shootout, and at the end of the first 5 rounds, Cosmos 2, Washington 2. The battle continued through 3 more deadlocked scoreless rounds until a spectacular Cosmos goal by Sinino and a Washington miss allowed the Cosmos to escape defeat in one of, if not the most exciting game of the season. The Mats, the Cosmos, and the rain. But the weather didn't dampen the enthusiasm of the 35,000 soccer fans who braved the elements that night to watch the two teams battle to a 4-4 tie in the downpour. The Cosmos claimed another shootout win, but not before Diplomat goalkeeper Bill Irwin impressed the New York crowd with an outstanding performance.
Angles, that's the main thing. If you get your angles right, it makes it harder for the forward. I'm always watching the ball. It's got to come to me eventually, so if I just keep watching it and position myself in accordance to the ball, I'll be all right.
Gordon Bradley elaborates on his team's strategy on the field.
Here we try to play soccer from the goalkeeper out, through the defense, through the middle field, up into the attacking part of the field. It is a controlled game where we try to put the 11 players on the field forming patterns which lead eventually to someone having a goal-scoring attempt made.
The strategy Gordon Bradley and the Diplomats employed in 1979 resulted in the club's 19-11 best ever finish and a second straight trip to the NASL playoffs. The Diplomats also defeated both Soccer Bowl finalists, the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Vancouver Whitecaps. 1979 truly was a season of success for the Washington Diplomats, but more than that, it was a season of promise. In late September, the North American Soccer League held its annual meetings in Washington, D.C. Madison Square Garden president and Diplomat owner Sonny Werblin, Diplomat president Steve Danzansky, along with Washington, D.C.'s Mayor Barry, were among those assembled to hear an important announcement by League Commissioner Phil Woosnam.
And we're delighted that the Soccer Bowl 80 is going to take place here in Washington, D.C.
I'm just delighted and thrilled to death that the league voted to accept our bid. And next year,
as the city of Washington prepares to meet the challenge of hosting Soccer Bowl 80, Gordon Bradley has his sights set on continuing to build the high-powered, multi-talented team he knows is needed to bring the championship to Washington.
I feel as if there's an explosion going to take place with our team here in Washington. We've been allowed to promote the game, to play the game we wanted, so that the fan enjoys it, enjoys the competition. This country is improving faster than any other country when it comes to soccer. We've started it. We're pioneers of this league. There's a great challenge ahead for us. There's a great challenge ahead for Washington in soccer. We need 2 or 3 better players, quality players, to add to the players that we have now. We can meet that challenge. I believe we're going to be the best team in this league.